Good morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So today I wanted to take the time to show you everything that we can do right now in Phase 6. As always, we get the patch like 2 days before we get most of the juicy, meaty content. While we have been able to start our bug farming, they really held off on all the content until tomorrow, which is Thursday, November 21st. However, a lot of the changes are available and things you can do right at this moment. So this video is dedicated to covering them, as I have done with all the other phases. But before we get into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Everything you guys do helps my channel grow, helps me get discovered, and helps me help as many people as possible, which is the entire point of my channel. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So there are quite a lot of things that they have just sort of added with Phase 6. A lot of people thought Phase 6 was just going to be raiding, and they were so very wrong. They've been active, they've been adding a ton of new things to the game, and it is very, very cool to see them always take that proactive step and, you know, tweak things that are really bugging us, inconveniences, all that fun stuff. So one of the biggest changes that we saw was reels are dropping off of bosses. So I did my normal Tuesday raid that I always do, ZG, Blackwing Lair, and Thunderin, and I got 18 Tarnished Undermine reels. So the Blackwing Lair bosses are dropping them, Thunderin is dropping 3, and ZG didn't drop, or I don't remember if ZG dropped any, but it was pretty nice for reel acquisition, and we got a lot of reels. So just awesome to see that that is implemented. We're getting reels off the bosses. You just got to make sure that you're looting them. And while not many new gear pieces have been added for reels, there are a lot of new toys, as well as you can buy some materials, consumables, and stuff to make some really cool things with that. But just want to show you that, as well as here's a little clip from last night that I want to show you guys so you can see the Thunderin changes. There's a really cool visual Thunderin change, as well as the reels, so I will see in a moment. Alrighty guys, so we just killed Thunderin here, and a few changes were added. You have this little rune that goes on the bottom here that you can see during his storms, makes it so much easier to not take damage. And Thunderin now also drops Tarnished Undermine reels, so these are just some of the few changes we've noticed while raiding, and I just wanted to give you guys a little quick tip. So I'll see you at the rest of the video. Whoop. Alrighty guys, so as you saw right there, that is the new Thun Effect. I thought that runic effect was really cool. I even DM'd Igrin and said I really liked it, and he said, what Thunderin changes? So it was a pretty funny moment there, and then he was like, oh yeah, we did do that. Is something super funny that happened. But anyway, more additional changes that they have added is going to be this new menu here for toggling your interface. You can actually toggle on the classic guild UI instead of the modern one, and so this one will make you use that opposed to the modern one. So if I press J here, it only goes to classic UI. I actually had a weak aura that allowed me to just do it anyway, so it's not too big of a change, but it is the interface section, and then you can go here and you can turn it off, and then you are able to use the new guild UI, as well as the tab is just completely gone now, so I don't have access to both of them, even with the weak auras and other things that I might have up. So that is also something really awesome. As you can see, we are here at the Bloodmoon event for ZG. The new items are actually on the Garabashi Arena vendor, and I'll definitely head there and show you that towards the end, but right now we're headed into ZG. But before we do that, there's one more new thing to show you, and that looking for group tool is actually in the game. It is available, and they did put it in. I noticed this on the PTR, and I pointed it out to people, but it is here on the official current live servers as well, which is always cool to see. You want to do a raid, you can do that, and even if you are locked, this is a super cool feature that I've noticed, is that if you are saved to it, it'll highlight 8 of 8, but as you can see, it's only for BWL. I am saved to ZG and the Crystal Veil right now too, and we see absolutely nothing with those, so that is something that is pretty interesting as well. We got, you know, a little world PvP happening, got some hunters up there shooting people, you know, the typical PvP server stuff that happens. But it's really cool with that. So I'm gonna go ahead, and this is a cool trick, by the way. If you guys didn't know, when you're in ZG and you're re-clearing, you can take the boon of the Panther, which will allow you to be stealth, and then you can just kind of just run through ZG right like this. You can even mount up and do it too. So as you can see, we are stealth, but we have our boon of the Panther, which is really nice for going to where we are headed. And yet another just small little tip that you can do if you clear ZG and you need to re-clear while your lockout is still there. But anyway, I'm going to go to the point that we're headed to show you the new stuff, and I will see you then. So we are here in ZG, where you normally turn in your idols, and this guy right here is Zanza the Reckless. You can have the Savage Guard quest chains for a Libram of Rapidity, Protection, and Focus, which are the original ones from Phase 4 and Dire Maul. And so you can give him one of those Arcanums, and you can get Savage Guard, which permanently adds 10 nature res to a leg or a helm slot, which can be very useful for getting your nature res sets ready for Viscidus, and what you would do with other bosses in AQ that require nature res. So you can sort of build up your nature res set so you are ready for Viscidus, because it can be rather trying to do that. So definitely important that you guys are aware of that, and it's just yet another change that is in the game. So I'm going to now head to the Gurabashi and show you those new PvP things that are to come. So I'll see you then. Whoop. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we're at the Gurabashi Arena with the vendor here at, coordinates 3148 if you somehow don't know where the Gurabashi Arena is. And as you can see, you can get coins from him with that, and then you have something like this PvP trinket with the Blood Caked. They're all just called Blood Caked is the thing, and you can get a Blood Caked Bijou, which is probably the most useful thing to get with your silver coins. You can very easily get like 5 to 10 bijous per run. And then there's also a lot of gear that you can get here. It's really stam heavy, but that is really good for like tanks. And this cape's pretty strong with 16 strength, 10 agi. It's not as good as the PvE ones, but it's PvE sort of adjacent in ways. And like it's a good piece of gear if you just started a character, leveled them fresh, and just pure stat sticks like they did. And then you can get 2 new mounts, the Blood Caked Tiger and the Blood Caked Raptor, which are pretty much the bloodied effect dripping from them. So a lot of incentive to come here and go do these. Some really good off pieces and stuff. If you're really lacking gear, you can get them, as well as you just want to be thick. Here's an example comparing this to the Dragon Slayer's medallion. Like, it's more agi, it's more stam, and it gives attack power over defense. If the tank thing wasn't in to where defense gave me attack power, I would consider that as an option. But like, this is the neck for killing Nefarian and turning in Nef's head, and being able to earn something equivalent to that from a PvP event, I think really captures the spirit of Classic. Is such a good change, and it gives people a lot more reason to come here, which is always good to see. But anyway, as you can see, the bodies are starting to pile up on this layer, just people at the arena. It is an absolute madhouse when those 3-hour marks proc. But anyway, I'm going to go to Booty Bay for the final thing to show you guys, and I'll see you there. So, as I showed you guys on the PTR, we are here at Bubbles within the Port Authority, just outside of where you normally talk to Rix and Pix Zazix for your normal Undermined vendor. But as you can see, they are here. There's nothing new added to Pix, but you can come in here and talk to Bubbles to get all the new fun exciting toys. You can get your bush, you can get a world shrinker, you can get a whimsical world warper, pretty much anything from Nomergon and Sunken Temple you can buy, as well as they added all these fun cool things that you can use to turn into like a dragon or turn into a few other things. They have 5 minutes and they are a 15-minute cooldown. And something to note is, at least for Undermine Reels, so as you see, I only have 18 reels, and I could buy a World Shrinker if I wanted to, which means it is pulling reels from my bank. So for the big item that everybody wants to talk about, the Bottomless Noggin Fogger, 200 charges, and it actually only costs 200 noggin foggers, so you don't save any. This is a change from the PTR, but for 200 individual noggin foggers, you can get a 200 charge noggin fogger, and you can have 8 of them. So you can bring here with 1,000, you can get 8, and then you can have 8 times, so you can have 1,600. So you can bring 1,600 noggin foggers and get 1,600 charges if you truly want to do that. But as I said, with the reels at least, it is pulling from the bank. And as you guys kindly pointed out, druids love noggin fogger, and I was mistaken with saying that you don't need it, because I never personally use it. That doesn't mean that you guys cannot. But anyway, one final thing to note is that class changes are in. Hunters and shamans got a lot of things changed for them, so definitely check that list out if you want to know more about that. But I don't really have the expertise to sort of talk about that too much. It's just straightforward. Lock and load traps. It procs lock and load anytime you use the trap doesn't have to explode. So like you can just shoot a freezing trap right at your feet and it would proc it. But anyway, guys, that is all the changes that are live right now, and I can't wait for Thursday, the war effort, to go into full swing and see all the fun new things that we can get. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If there's anything else you want to add, definitely drop it down below, and I will do my best to get back to y'all, and have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey you. Yes, you. Are you still there? Well, I appreciate you for taking the time to watch this entire video and making it to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out the other videos about World of Warcraft listed in these playlists down below. And thank you again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.